Hello, I'm Natasha Hussein, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. It's the biggest election year in history, with 2 billion people in more than 60 countries exercising their right to vote. 2024 has put democracy through its most sweeping tests yet. But it's one rematch in the Northern Hemisphere that looms large on the election calendar. America goes to the polls November 5th, and it's Joe Biden versus Donald Trump round 2. The pair first faced off in 2019's presidential race, but 5 years on, voters are questioning if the candidates are now too old. With Biden and Trump just either side of 80, both have been trying to placate voter concerns, insisting they're fit for office. Voters aren't only concerned about age, though, but the cognitive decline that comes with it. Are Biden and Trump as fit as they claim to be for the highest office in America, or is gray getting in the way? Isabella looks for answers.
Elderly man with a poor memory.
Well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, I put this country back on its feet.
Yet there's no denying it. Joe Biden is 81, and that's got people worried about his re-election chances. Sometimes he gets names wrong.
President of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate. And Mitterrand from France looked at me and said,
And pauses for uncomfortable stretches, searching for words that aren't quite there.
beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer. Anyway, I don't want to. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. I was going to put him to the.
In a recent poll, more than 3/4 of American voters said Biden's mental and physical health weigh heavily on their minds.
If he has a bad memory, how does he know what was the last legislation that he signed?
82 years old. It's a tough job, man. It's a tough job. He's already drained.
His Republican challenger, Donald Trump, is just 4 years younger, but less than half of voters are bothered by his age and fitness.
Trump is seem better than him because Trump is energetic.
No matter how much he loves to brag about passing cognitive tests, Trump's not immune to memory mix-ups either.
Nikki Haley is in charge of security. Just think of it. We would be in World War II.
The call for fresh faces in US politics is growing louder.
Just trying to find a candidate I could trust, one that is possibly a little younger.
And Biden is facing a daunting task to convince voters he's capable to serve another term as the oldest president in US history. But on the flip side, he's never been impeached and isn't staring down almost 100 criminal charges, unlike Donald Trump.
Step aside Paris, there's a new top travel destination, and it's none other than the city I'm in, Istanbul. More than 20 million people flocked to the Turkish city in 2023, a 26% increase from a year earlier, making it the world's most visited city in terms of international arrivals. Istanbul beat out London and Dubai, which took the second and third spot respectively. And 2024 may be an even bigger year for travel to Turkey's biggest city, with Chinese travelers back in action following the pandemic. More North American tourists are expected to vacation in Turkey this year too, after visa requirements were relaxed. But if you're still on the fence about visiting the only city in the world where continents meet, Sari's here to convince you with the best hidden gems in Istanbul through the eyes of a local.
Welcome to Istanbul, a city that captivates even the most world-weary traveler. It truly is a melting pot of history and culture. Here in the heart of Istanbul's old town, Every street whispers tales of empires past. The awe-inspiring Hagia Sophia's architecture, the Blue Mosque's serenity, and the Topkapı Palace's grandeur make Sultanahmet the perfect starting point for any trip to Istanbul.
Despite practically every single city guide urging you to come here to see the museums, the mosques, and the Grand Bazaar, many often fail to include this one historic street in their itineraries. Take a few steps away from the Topkapı Palace to travel in time.
Shaped in the 18th century, Soğuk Çeşme Sokak was once housed the city's elite, right in the shadow of the palace. Now it's a pathway offering glimpses into the past. As you make your way down the cobblestone street, you'll discover Cafer Medresesi, a living, breathing historical space offering workshops and exhibitions on Ottoman art. This spot proves wandering a bit off the map can lead you to incredible discoveries. And having a pastel backdrop is just a side benefit.
But what's another colorful street, especially if you're in a city with an abundance of colorful streets? Like Balat, once a hidden neighborhood turned into an up-and-coming district full of coffee shops and antique stores. This area has now become one of the main attractions on this side of town.
Balat's history is as vibrant as its colorful houses, and the towering red Greek Orthodox high school building reminds you of its multicultural heritage. The cats that roam the streets are more than just pets. They're part of our city's soul, fitting in perfectly to the fabric of everyday life. Balat's transformation tells a story of adaptation. It may have fallen into obscurity as heritage families moved away, but in recent years, Balat experienced a renaissance and turned into an Instagrammable destination. But if you're hoping to cut the tourist crowds and get a more authentic local feel,
Cross over to the relative calm of the Asian side and the popular district of Üsküdar.
here the historic streets wind down to the Bosphorus while offering panoramic views that inspire poets and artists for centuries. Its tranquil parks can be an escape from the hustle and bustle of Istanbul and its endless human traffic. Wander through the streets of Kuzguncuk, and you'll still feel the old neighborhood culture, a cornerstone of traditional Turkish lifestyle. The warmth of the locals and the great food available on every corner make this area somewhere worth visiting again and again. Whether you're off discovering the old town, taking pictures in the colorful Balat, or looking for serenity in Üsküdar, Istanbul should be on everyone's bucket list.
In the last year, art created by artificial intelligence has become mainstream thanks to AI image generators, which can create realistic images with just a simple prompt. But those creations don't compare in scale and detail to the work of pioneering AI artist Refik Anadol. While to many, AI art may seem futuristic and enigmatic, Anadol is trying to bring the art form back down to earth by merging AI with nature's beauty. Laura reports on how the world's most famous AI artist is trying to deepen our understanding of nature and ourselves.
In the Serpentine North Gallery in London, a mesmerizing world unfolds before our eyes. This is Echoes of the Earth Living Archive. A sensory feast that evolves with each visit. No two experiences are ever the same. Tech artist Refik Anadol is the mastermind behind this groundbreaking exhibition, using data as pigment and AI as the thinking brush.
Nature is the most intelligent technology we have. We need a very advanced technology to understand it, to learn it, to love it, to respect it. I'm trying to find this new relationship that maybe in the age of AI, we can still use cutting-edge technology to preserve it, to learn it, to love and respect it.
By feeding vast amounts of data from coral reefs, rainforests, and the natural world into algorithms, Anadol has crafted hypnotic artworks that blur the lines between nature and technology.
The project has image, more than 500 million images. We have more than 70 million long sound recordings of the forest and the nature. We have 25,000 bird songs, so we will hear all the birds of Amazonia in this exhibition.
Despite being heavily tech-driven, The Turkish artist's creations feel natural and organic. That's been his ethos, defining his over a decade-long career, and it comes from a deeply personal space. After losing his uncle to Alzheimer's disease, Anadol committed himself to bringing a new depth to art. Anadol's art now aims to represent and preserve our collective memories, and his goal to never forget has propelled his art to even greater heights and bigger spaces. Anadol made history as the first artist to have his work displayed on the Sphere in Las Vegas, the world's largest LED screen. In a world where technology can sometimes isolate us, Anadol's work serves as a bridge, linking our humanity and the natural world.
People can be locked in their own algorithm and don't see anything anymore outside, their algorithm. And I think the big question is also with AI, to which extent AI can, in that sense, liberate us, from that filter bubble and not reinforce it. And I think that's something where, again, art plays a big role, because I think artists are very focused on this idea of not locking us in.
While the rise of AI raises valid concerns, Anadol sees it as a reflection of his intentions.
I think AI is a mirror for humanity. It can exactly create what we wish. If we have good intentions, it's a good AI. And I'm trying to be in the good intention side, to use it for possibilities, discoveries, innovations, science, to bring possibilities to us, to enhance our cognitive skills, to find connection with nature, to celebrate life.
Now to a sound that defines and sets apart generations, and one that even got the multi-generational newsfeed team divided on what it was.
There is only one sound in this entire world that will forever separate the old generation from the new one. For when the new generation hears it, they'll have no idea what we're talking about. But when the old generation hears it, we cringe. For we know the struggle we had to endure, that the new generation will never have to. So here is the one sound that will forever separate our generations.
Yup, if you're Gen Z, you may not know that's the sound of a dial-up modem connecting to the internet. Dial-up was used in the late 90s until the mid-2000s, connecting to the internet via a home telephone. And if you needed to use the landline, you'd have to disconnect from the internet just to make a call. Unheard of today, thanks to the advances that have made dial-up obsolete. Yup, dial-up, the sound of the late 90s. And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube. See you soon.